So let's talk about Firestones and in more general magical stones. Why are they good in this game? So this video, Firestones are OP. So this is like a reference to all magical stones, but essentially every magical stone is good for a different reason. So like if we look at these enemies, these ones don't have a weakness, but enemies with weaknesses can be exploited. So let's see if this archer has a weakness, for example. He does, so we can actually target his weakness with these stones. And the big upside of these stones is if you have like a healer or a utility or a support character that has like a dead turn, but there's an enemy nearby and their melee damage isn't going to really do much, what you can have them do is actually just throw a stone. So in this case, we'll throw some large stones at these guys. So they can contribute to damage and even AoE damage and help clean up kills, which is extremely important in this game. And then one cool thing Medina can do, assuming you don't need to battery someone, she can double item nuke things. So she can double item, and large thunderstones actually deal the most damage. So if you look at the damage, the highest for most of these is like 200 for the large ranged. Large thunderstones are biggest single target spike. So you can see there, she can put 200 damage on this from double iteming here, putting that enemy, level 50 spear user, at almost half health. So these stones are very powerful. And I know some people do make use of them, but I feel like I should cover this because this is like a thing. Like, look at how much damage these are healers and support units. They can kill things and help contribute. The big upside, though, honestly, with stones is just like last hitting some enemy. So, like, say all of your damaging units, your mages, your meleeers, your archers, whatever, your physical units, put like a lot of damage on an enemy and it has like 20 or 30, maybe like 50 health left, but a melee attack is either inaccurate or won't hit. These always hit. So, like, if we actually look at a stone, there it is. All right. So you can see here the accuracy is always 100%. So it's a very safe way to last hit enemies. And they deal substantial damage too. Like, the damage is good. You can actually just nuke things with these and it's quite good. So, yeah. But like when you're playing the game and you have like a Benedict just hanging out and he's on like 1 TP or something and it doesn't really make sense to Bulwark or Bird of Prey, he can just throw like a stone. Like even right here, I can use like let's use like a large ice stone. You can hit both of these, and he can like move away. So you can contribute to AoE damage with your supports, assuming that they don't need to heal anything. And you can see here we actually just killed a guy just between the 3 supports. So they kind of act as like AoE chip damage that you can pay for. And if it's too expensive to use like the AoE stones, what you can do is just buy the 200 gold stones. Those are quite cheap and affordable, even on a new game, like a fresh save. So you can always do that. And obviously there are going to be circumstances where attacking makes more sense. But you can see here the damage is still like this. This is a crit with a follow-up attack, and it does deal more damage. But if there wasn't a crit or a follow-up attack, this still is like comparable. Like, this is significant damage. So these stones are quite powerful, and I don't really see people mentioning using them because everyone wants to save like as much money as possible. But if you just do like a little bit of grinding, like do the 2-minute farm where you make like 15 to 20k, it's on my channel if you're curious. You can easily spam these on any unit, and what it allows your supports to do is become like secondary like mages that aren't like as damaging as a mage, but if you don't need to battery or use utility or you're low on TP, you can just have them throw a stone for some big damage, and it actually does matter and is relevant. So you can see here like 106 damage is pretty good against the physical. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. These stones are good. I use them a lot to clean up kills. So like, let's say there's an enemy at like 50 or 60 health. The other upside too is they never miss and they have 4 range. So like if we go to use one, you can see here, or I'm sorry, they have 3 range. So you can be behind a tank and throw it, so you can safely damage things. So your mages, even mages can use these too. Like, let's say you either don't have a battery because you're on a fresh save, or your battery is used and you're just out of TP. You can have like Frederica throw a ranged Firestone to deal some good damage, or like any ranged elemental stone to deal some damage. So it's like mages can use these too. Like literally every unit in the game can use these, and it's good. It effectively gives all of your melee units a 3 range like magical attack, and you can target enemy weaknesses for increased damage. So honestly, these are like one of the best items in the game, hands down. Like there's nothing that competes with these in terms of just like raw usability, because it effectively gives you guaranteed damage that can target enemy weaknesses, and you can also set up elemental effects, like you can range Firestone Oil, you can drop Ice Stones for Corinton or Giovanna, you can use Thunderstones on water, and it'll deal AoE lightning damage. You can use Wind Stones to spread fire. It's not the best thing, but it's decent. So the way fire spreading works is if I do this, it'll spread it to whatever tiles are flammable. So that's all it does, if you're curious. That's what Windstones do. The other thing with Lightning Stones is there is no AoE Lightning Stone. There's just normal and large, and the large have the best single target spike damage out of all the elemental stones. So if we look at the power of each stone, 200. So the basic stone is usually 160, and then the AoE stone is 120, and then the large AoE stone is 200. And that's true for these as well. I'm out of large ranged Firestones currently, but you can see it's the same. And then for Thunderstone, 160 for the single, 240 for the large. There's only single and large. And then for Windstones, it's the same thing. So you can target enemy weaknesses, you can avoid resistances, you can use these on mages, you can use these on supports, you can use these on melee characters who are just too far away to hit something to get some damage off. So if like you're trying to last hit something, it's perfect for that. It's really good for mages and like supports who are at like low TP that can't do anything, so they can get damage in. But yeah, 100% accuracy, 3 range, can't go wrong with it. Can be thrown at weird angles, can be thrown over things. Really good actually. Like I can, for example, throw this. You can see she can just throw it right over and hit this guy. So yeah, it's really good. They're really good. And then obviously with Piccoletta, she has 6 range with these weapons or with these stones and does 30% more damage. So she effectively becomes a 0 TP mage that can spam decoys. So yeah, that's Firestones and more generally every elemental stone. And this is why you should use them. If you like this video, definitely like the video and subscribe. I'm going to be making more triangle strategy content. I have some videos, like some ideas for videos, like who is the best archer, who is the best mage, and I'll like come up with criteria as to like what would determine that. So yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you in the next video.